while we're waiting we had several hundred people sign up for this holiday social this year, which is amazing. And I want to thank all of you for coming. For those I haven't met, I'm Carolyn Ray. I'm the CEO and editor of JourneyWoman. And I think this is the fourth year we've done this kind of virtual social. It just gets better every year. It's a chance for me to say thank you for everybody who contributes to JourneyWoman. And of course, next year is our 30th anniversary. So it's extra special to have you all here with us tonight. And I want to thank our readers, our Women's Advisory Council, our writers and contributors, and our partners for everything you do to support and advocate for JourneyWoman. And last but not least, my own team. And you all know Esther now. But
You'll never forget. You'll never forget me now.
But I think you'll meet hopefully Melissa shortly. And we're a small group. Some of us are all over the world. I'm in Toronto tonight. Last year when I did this, I was in Malaga, Spain, and I think we ended at 3:00 in the morning. So I wanted to do this before I left for Europe so that I would be awake and able to do this before I left. So thank you all for coming. It really does mean the world. And we're going to introduce you to everybody as we go through the next bit of time together. But as I said, tonight is our 30th anniversary, and none of this would be possible without Evelyn Hannon, who started JourneyWoman in 1994. So I just want to say thank you to Evelyn, and also to her and her family for inviting me to take over JourneyWoman 4 years ago. JourneyWoman has grown and changed a lot in the last 4 years, and I think it's I never quite know what's going to happen with JourneyWoman and where we're going to go and the types of things we're going to do, but I think it's a really exciting time for us as women. And part of what we're going to talk about tonight with our guest speaker, Casey Hanisko, who I see is somewhere in these pages, is about our role as women in travel. And I really hope that as we go into 2024, we could be thinking about what we can do to create really positive and meaningful change in travel, because I do think we have that power as women to do that. So there's a lot of things that can get better. So and I know that all of us as JourneyWoman, when Evelyn started JourneyWoman, I think a lot of the values are the same, generosity, gratitude, kindness, humility, sorry, I just want to make sure everyone's muting here. This unquenchable curiosity that we have for learning and about the world. And I think that's something that makes us all kind of like-minded when we think about travel. And I know for me, it's really about being purposeful in the way that I travel and thinking about it. It's such an integral part of my life and my own journey of self-discovery. So welcome all of you, and cheers to Evelyn. So let's cheers to Evelyn, 30 years. Who knew? I think she'd be very happy to see where JourneyWoman has gone. And I talk to her daughters, Leslie and Erica, quite often. And I'm going to see Erica tomorrow night for dinner, and they always want to know what's happening with JourneyWoman. So I'm really proud to be carrying on Evelyn's legacy. I want to just do a couple quick, kind of what's happened this year before I turn it over to Casey and Christine from Soul of Travel to talk a little bit about what the year looks like, what next year looks like. But this year we have expanded our editorial team quite a bit. We're now 15 writers, and I see some of them on the call, and I think some of them are going to contribute in a moment. We're going to talk about the 30 places we think women should go in 2024. And we've put together this phenomenal article that we're going to launch tomorrow, just for you, about some, less traveled places that we have been that we think you would enjoy. So who is on the call here from our editorial team? If you wouldn't mind, I saw Tanya. Tanya, Kathy, say something. You can talk.
I'm here, Karen.
Karen Gershowitz, Kathy Buckworth, Diana Eden, Tanya. Tanya, where are you? Hang on, I'm just going to switch screens here.
I'm back home. Very jet lagged, but I'm back home right now.
Great. Tanya Fitzpatrick is on our editor. Sorry, I always think of you as a writer, Tanya. You're kind of doing double duty for us, actually. And who else here? I still see Esther Fortin's on the screen, but anyways. And then we also have our Women's Advisory Council. And this was something that we started 3 years ago, really to help me understand the travel industry and understand where we should go. And Mary and Nancy are here, and they're helping me co-host tonight, as well as Brenda. And Joy's going to do some singing in a little bit. Who else am I saw Tracy. I saw Tracy Breeden come in a moment ago. Libby. Who am I missing? Anyone else?
Me.
Tanya again. Nora.
Hi.
Kathy Gottfried.
Kathy, yay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Shauna Robbins.
Shauna, yeah.
And
Shauna's here.
Nancy's here too. I saw her.
Yep,
somewhere.
I said hi.
All right. And then we have all the partners in our women's travel directory. And as you know, in the last 2 years, we've been building a women's travel directory to provide you with ideas on women-friendly travel and retreats and places to stay. And most recently, small ships. And some of those partners are here today. We have over 100 companies in the directory, and we're continuing to build it. We're going to be announcing some really exciting partnerships in the next little while. And we are helping these companies understand the women's market. And we are encouraging them to offer no single supplement on cruises and all kinds of things happening here. So please do visit it. I would love your feedback on it. And stay tuned. We've got some exciting announcements coming up even before Christmas about some new companies that have joined the directory. And they really do want to provide you with special deals and discounts. So I think it's really exciting. We also this year launched a Women's Speakers Bureau, and we've had almost 30 women apply for that. This is part of our study that we did last year about women over 50 in travel, and trying to get women's voices out, speaking at events and conferences. We actually just had our first one last week, and Karen, that was you. And Karen went out and talked to a law firm about women's travel. So you never know. That's on our website as well. And so we're trying to get our voices out there and to be heard. So the other exciting thing that happened this year, and there are many, many things, I'm not going to dwell on it too long, was that the Soul of Travel podcast became part of the JourneyWoman family. And I'm really happy about that. I met Christine at an event about 2 years ago, and then she interviewed me on the podcast. And I was just so blown away by, we often don't talk about our stories as women and the challenges that we go through. And she just did such a lovely job interviewing me. And I called her afterwards and I said, I would really like to help you with your business. And I think it deserves to be heard by more women. So she's come into the JourneyWoman family. And I think many of the women on this call, I'm looking around, I see a few of you that have been on it. So she is here tonight from Peru. And Christine, where are you? So I can highlight you.
I unmuted myself. Did that make
there we go.
me?
And so Christine is going to, how are you doing?
Good.
Christine has just gone into her 5th season of Soul of Travel podcast. We're going to put a link in there and ask you all to subscribe to it and support her work. And And tonight we're really happy to have Casey Hanisko as a guest tonight to talk with us a little bit. And Christine and Casey are going to chat about women's travel. And I'm going to find both of you and put you on spotlight. So just give me 1 second. And I need to find Casey. Casey, can you say something?
Hello, everyone.
And then
She
I
needs
can
my
find-
little green box to highlight me. Hi, Christine.
Hi, I can't see you yet, but
Hang
I
on,
guess
I'm
that's okay.
looking. I think I can do this another way. Just a minute. All right.
Oh, there we are.
Hello.
Hi.
So over to you.
Great. Well, as Carolyn mentioned, I'm the host of the Soul of Travel podcast, and I'm so excited to be here today to talk with Casey Hanisko, who is a leadership coach and adventure travel consultant, who also served as the president of the Adventure Travel Trade Association for over 5 years and is a member of the JourneyWoman Speaker Bureau. I also interviewed Casey on the podcast, so if you want to hear more about her story, you can go back and listen to episode 7, and I'll share that when we're done chatting. But we're here to talk to you today about how adventure travel can support women, support our personal growth and adaptability, and how you as travelers can create change while you travel. I hope you can all hear me. As Carolyn mentioned, I'm also in Peru. I think my connection is good. Can you hear me, Casey? Great.
Yeah, you're great.
I look splotchy to myself, so I just wanted to check. So the first thing that I wanted to do is thank you, Casey, for joining us tonight. I happen to be at an ATT event in Peru, and we're hearing a lot about how community-based tourism combined with adventure travel is a really great way to be able to support women when we travel. I wanted to ask you to share a little bit more about how adventure travel can support women throughout the industry.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing me here, Carolyn and Christine. That's a great question. One of the things that in adventure travel that we talk a lot about is how adventure travel uniquely supports more local people when you're traveling, because the money stays in destinations. And so if you think about it, you're often at smaller accommodations. You're maybe going to more local restaurants. You might be working with local artisans, let's say, as you interweave sort of your experiences. So there's just this unique ability to connect to more local people because you are out in smaller environments. There's often like smaller groups. And so it's really an amazing way to get to know a destination through the people who live in that destination, which is really important. And I think that really connects to really bringing your values to a place, to what Carolyn was sort of talking about really knowing your values. I think adventure travel lends itself to people who would like to do that.
Yeah, thank you. One of the other things that we have talked a lot about, especially since the pandemic, is being more adaptable in travel and realizing that things can shift, whether it's based on environment or global situations. And I think as travelers, this can be something that maybe feels like uncertainty, but I think is opportunity, because it can really support our own adaptability. And I think adventure travel already is a place that allows us to grow as travelers and as people. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how adventure travel especially, can kind of foster a mindset of being open to the unexpected, and then allowing that to be a place where we can use that to grow.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it's really about travel is about unknown, and it's about learning, right? And so there's always a little bit of a fear there in some ways. But there's a magic to moving beyond that. And there's this sort of magic of like not having everything scripted and scheduled, because then you're experiencing something that is more unique, that sort of comes at you in the moment, whether it is, you have an extra hour and so you go to a coffee shop on your way to a destination and end up having an amazing conversation with a local person while you're waiting for your coffee to be made. Those little moments can actually be really, really impactful to you, because they can shift your mindset. You can learn more about a destination. You might get past like the fear that you've had, like often happens when you're experiencing an adventure travel activity. But it's really, for a lot of tour operators, they actually try to build in those open time periods so that you do have those spontaneous opportunities to allow something to come to you versus you seeking something that you think you should experience. And so I would encourage everyone to always sort of leave that space while they're traveling, because it's going to open up some great opportunities.
Yeah, I love that. And I really love what you said about operators building that into itineraries, because I think as solo travelers or travelers that maybe aren't participating in guided experiences, that's some of the stuff that is really powerful. And when you look at group experiences, you might wonder how you're going to find that. And I think that space being left open is really important to find the experiences you can't plan for, that, as you said, become the things that really leave a mark on you after you travel. One of the last things that we wanted to talk about is looking forward, looking at traveling in 2024. What are ways that women can travel that will really help to support positive change?
Well, thankfully, it's probably booking a lot with women owned businesses. And also when you are traveling, no matter how you're traveling, seeking out women owned, like I said before, restaurants, or finding a guide that might be a woman, or just even just somebody who's asking for like a local guide. And also, it's a lot of the change happens when you come back home. So don't forget to tell people about your experience. Tell them about the places that you visited. If there's an organization, like maybe there's a local community that's doing like really good work for, say, an artist collective, or a destination that's really touched you, like if you can contribute with funds, or you can tell people to go visit it because it's beautiful. It has a lot of that lasting impact. So the change doesn't just happen on the journey that you have. It's when you come back, and it's actually even probably more important. So really sharing those stories can then widen the influence that you can have.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think one last thing, if you wanted to share with this group of women, one like word of wisdom or thing that you would want to make sure you didn't leave this space without passing along to this community.
I think I want to just go back to the values. I just think it's so incredibly important, and I don't think I articulated it well at the beginning. It's to know what's important to you and to bring that into a destination. I think it really that you're visiting really allows you to maybe soften yourself and really travel with compassion, because everyone is in every destination is people. When you go somewhere, it's someone's home, and so if one of your values is family, or one of your values is community or integrity, just like bring that with you, and recognize that that you have something to offer, and everyone where you're traveling, everyone there has something to offer you too. And I think that it's easy to forget that sometimes when we travel, when we're eager to experience a place, that there's a lot that you're going to gain from the people who live there as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I love that you talk so much about values. That's also something so important to me, is understanding travel values. And I'm actually working on trying to put together a workshop for that next year. That's one of my like side passion projects, my side passion projects. But thank you so much for being here. Casey, we really appreciate you sharing your expertise with us. Carolyn, I don't know if you have any last questions or anything to add, but we want to be respectful of your time this evening and everybody else's time here as we gather together.
Amazing, Casey. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. And I have to run because I'm going to go to Washington Women's Foundation, which is supporting a lot of women in the state of Washington. So I'm going to go support some women. And I just thank you all. I wish I was going to stay on and meet more of you, but I'm going to run. So thank you. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
It's such a perfect segue because what I think 2024 is all about is us thinking of travel as an adventure and kind of bringing that spirit of enjoying the unexpected and not necessarily planning everything and trusting the universe and just going with it. And so you'll see, you're going to start to see some things from us that talk about that a little bit more, especially our January issue, which we're already working on now, is really going to, try to encourage us to think a little differently about travel and lead with kindness and compassion, not with fear and anxiety, which is so much of what's happening in the world right now. So I see some other people on this call that I just want to make sure you all can speak anytime you want. If you have something to say, please do put your hand up and put a comment in. And Joyce Perrin, I am looking at you for sure with your Santa Claus hat on as one of those people. I would love you to say something as we go through the next little while together. But this is intended to be a discussion. So anyways.
Hi everyone. I'm so sorry I'm late, and I'm not late Spanish style, okay? I was just trying to find the Zoom, and then I was trying to share it in my social media as much as I could. Okay, sorry, I have a stomach flu, but I'm listening. Hi,
Great.
You're Caroline, right?
Yeah, well, you may want to rename yourself because I know you're not Esther.
Claudia.
Claudia. So
Claudia Selva from Lady Unicorn. The lady who's living in Altea, in Spain, in Costa Blanca. Sorry.
I hope you're not in Spain now. It's quite late.
I am in Spain.
Oh
No. I knew you were going to say that, but I mean, I'm not late because I am in Spain. I'm actually late because I was trying to share as much as I could. In the social media, and then I told Melissa that I've been very, very, very ill of a stomach flu.
I'm sorry to
so
hear
if
that.
I get and I'm not pregnant, but it has been really bad. And then at the last moment, I was just trying to share, but I will not interrupt you. And no, I'm usually on time, so it's not a Spanish style. Bye.
Thank you for being here. Great. Oh, sorry. I'm going to mute her for now, but we'll all have a chance to talk because we're going to do some breakout rooms in just a moment. But I want to share, on this theme of travel as an adventure, I want to share some of the things that we've got planned for next year. One is that we are working on a book, and we're working on that now. We'll be launching it sometime in the late summer, fall. And that is going to be a book that looks at women over 50 in travel. And I have a wonderful partner in that book. Her name is Lola Akamede Akerstrom. You may or may not know her. She is a very well-known travel photographer. And we've been working together on this book now for a few months. So you'll hear more about that soon. We also are planning some events and meetups around the world. And one of the things I really want to do is to have an event in Toronto. And as some of you might know, I donated Evelyn's boots to the Batachim Museum a few years ago. So we are in discussions with them about hosting something there and bringing her boots out. And I thought we could all wear our boots and have a little fun with that. So that's in progress. We are also planning some JourneyWoman departures for the first time ever. And we're doing this in partnership with the companies in our women's travel directory. You'll be hearing more about this in the weeks to come, but one of the ones that we have confirmed is an expedition cruise in November of next year with Swan Hellenic, and this will be going to South Africa. So I'm going to ask Esther to put in the chat, the real Esther, that is, a little form. If any of you are interested in hearing more about this, please just put your name in and then we'll know and we'll make sure to send you information. But that will be an 8-day expedition cruise. That's where we're going to launch the book. We have a whole bunch of exciting things planned to happen on that ship. And having spent 21 days on a Swan Hellenic ship this year, I can tell you it's an amazing, amazing experience. So that is one expedition that we have confirmed, and we're working with other companies now, mostly in Africa, in the Middle East, to arrange special JourneyWoman excursions just for you. So that is in the works. And the only other thing I'm going to mention that's really important to me is we are creating a JourneyWoman Foundation. And this is something that we have been doing kind of ad hoc over the last few years, where we've been giving money to nonprofits. So if you have signed up for a book club or a webinar, or even anything at all where you might have paid a fee to JourneyWoman, we have been taking most of that money and we've been giving it to nonprofits. And we published a list of some of those for Giving Tuesday, which just happened. That includes food banks and Education for All in Morocco, the Ally Foundation. So this is something that I really believe in, that we can do good through JourneyWoman, but I want to formalize it. So that is something that we'll be launching next year, is creating a more formal mechanism for us to direct funds, and we will decide together, and we will have a board of directors and all of that, and decide where we can invest money to really make a difference. So those are just some of the things I wanted to share with you. I'd love to know what you think. Just pop it in the comments. One of the amazing things about JourneyWoman is there's so many things we can do when we work together, and so many opportunities for us. So this is part of, the legacy that Evelyn left. And so I have a lot of ideas, as my team knows, but these are some things that I'm particularly excited about. So we're going to do our first prize giveaway. And Mary, I'm hoping you can help me with this one. Mary Clark. Are you in there somewhere?
I am. I'm trying
to
speak up because it's a lot of people who aren't here and a lot of Esthers who are not identified.
Yes.
So I know we don't want to keep spinning the wheel and wasting everybody's time. So
yeah.
I have 2 wheels created, actually.
Okay, and Brenda. So Brenda's going to talk a little bit about our first prize for you. And these are all prizes from our women's travel directory. So if you haven't checked it out, we have a whole section on accommodations. And this includes both companies that are sponsoring this section, and also it's a place for you to share the places where you have stayed, so so other women can stay there too. And our first prize is from the Lodge at Pine Cove. Brenda, could you tell us about that?
Okay, this prize is a 50% discount on the accommodation for 2 guests at, again, the Lodge at Pine Cove in Ontario, near Parry Sound. It's for 3 nights, middle of the week, Monday through Thursday nights, from June 1st to June 15th in 2024, in a studio cottage. So that would be subject to availability. It comes with a hamper breakfast delivered each morning, which is delicious. And the value is approximately $500. If the winner wishes to select another cottage type, single room, 2-bedroom, or if they're thinking of coming with more than 2 people, they can arrange that at the prevailing rates displayed on the website at the time of the reservation.
All right. So Mary, you want to spin the wheel for us?
Okay.
Yes, and I actually had to divide it into two wheels since there were 250 something names. And so the first wheel goes down to the middle of the J's. And also, as I've been checking people in, I've been putting an X in front of the names of the individuals who are here, just so that when we see who gets it, we'll be able to easily identify. So, Carolyn, while I'm doing this, if you could make my other computer co-host as well, because I have one wheel on this computer and another wheel on the computer.
Let's see here. Oh, I just lost you.
So I'm ready to spin.
Bravo!
I don't think Diane is here. So let me spin again.
Yeah, and I want to mention that for some of these, we only had first names. So if you see a wacky kind of name and it looks like your email, then that might be you. So
I went through and I tried to make most of the names whole based on the emails. So most of them have first and last names. Some of these individuals might be some of the Esthers, but if they're not identified, I don't know that.
so far, nobody here yet? Oh my goodness.
I love the applause soundtrack though.
Diana? No? Yes, no?
Oh,
I'm just impressed Mary could do this. Is this a software
Oh,
program?
wait, there's a note here from Denise Johnson.
Okay.
So she was called already. So I think Mary, I think we can give this one away to Denise, Mary.
Okay.
Her name came up earlier.
Okay. So we'll leave Carol Larson on here since she is here and she'll be qualified for the next one, but I'll go to the second wheel for the next round.
Okay, great. And Denise Johnson, are you here? I saw it come up in the chat. Let me just
wave if you're Denise.
She's saying yes, but she's named as Esther.
That's right. All right. Well, Denise, we will check in with you after that. I think we're going to try doing, I know what we're going to do now. We want to share with you, before we go into our breakout rooms, our 30 places in 2024 list. And what we have done this year, just to get you excited about the adventure of travel, is we asked some of our writers and partners and anyways, to give us a place they have been this year that they would recommend. And the criteria was that it had to be less traveled, off season, and potentially off season, and also a longer stay. And we also were thinking about sustainability and, of course, safety. So we've put together our own list of 30 places that we think are exciting places for you to travel to. And I know that some of the women that contributed to that are on the call. So I'm going to I'm going to ask them to do a little shout out as I put this list on the screen. And let's see. I think it's this screen. So this is our list, and we've divided it by country. So we have North America, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, Caribbean and Mexico, and Europe and South America. And so I'm going to just call on a few women to see if they would speak to those. And Shauna, I'm going to ask you to speak to Maui.
I literally just put food in my mouth. I was like, oh, this is a great time to run out and get a little snack. All right. Excuse my chewing. Maui. What can I say about Maui? I adore Maui. I lived there for 5 years. I went there to help out after the fires with the Red Cross. And it was a place that was devastated, but yet so powerfully feminine and nurturing and supportive. The way the community came together, the way the people came together to heal, the way people were giving each other water and food from their garden, and diapers and childcare and whatever needed to be. It was such a beautiful experience. And I know that Maui is a big trip for people, especially coming from the Eastern US or Eastern Canada. But I'm so touched every time I go there, because it just brings so much joy in my heart to be on that island and around the mindset and around the people and the fresh food and the caring kindness and compassion that is Maui. So I don't know what more you want me to say besides that, but I highly recommend it. It's worth the trip.
That's perfect. Thank you, Shauna. And Shauna's on our Women's Advisory Council and is a wellness expert. And of course, Maui is a great place for mindfulness and self-care. So thank you. Diana Eden, could you speak about Bora Bora?
I'm here. So Bora Bora, well, it is one of the most exquisitely beautiful places in the world. I mean, there are a lot of, desert islands, sandy beaches, palm trees, and all of that, but Bora Bora has magic to it. And I had wanted to go for years and finally got to go. When was it? Last March. And it absolutely lived up to my expectations. I went snorkeling with the manta rays, which was extraordinary experience. And it's just an exquisite place. And I worry about it for the future because they're building more and more resorts, big resorts. And even though they are they're not going up like high rises, nevertheless more resorts mean more planes, more boats, more people. So I hope they can keep it pure and beautiful because it's extraordinary.
Wonderful, thank you. And Nora Livingstone, could you speak to Perth?
Yes, I can. I'm not wearing a fancy hat, but I am wearing kookaburra earrings because I just got back from Perth and I'm so tired. But I was in Perth, Australia for a month volunteering at a wildlife center, and it was my first time in Oz, and it was my first time working with kookaburras and swamp wallabies and everything in between. And I just loved my time there because it was a month in a small cabin that was in a national park with all these eucalyptus trees and wild kangaroos. I know we have someone from Queensland here who's like, I know these kangaroos. But for anyone else, it's incredible to just see them running down the road. Perth is also incredible. All of Australia and all of Turtle Island is amazing when you're looking at Indigenous culture, heritage, and art. People have been living on these lands in Perth and in WA, Western Australia, for more than 50,000 years. And so to be able to step on the same land as people who have been making the oldest culture to make bread is very, very incredible. So I loved my time because of natural history and being able to learn more about echidnas, maybe the strangest animal, that it is a mammal, but it has eggs, but it sweats pink milk. Learning about this animal, and then learning about the people who have been there time immemorial, but then also learning about, you know, being someone also in Canada who's a white settler, learning more about the so-called colonies around the world, and what reconciliation can look like while we're traveling, while we're living somewhere, and while we're opening our hearts. So I would say everywhere on this list is incredible. You can't do anything wrong there, but I do love Perth.
Thank you so much. I'm going to skip Africa and jump over to the Caribbean and Mexico, and I'm going to ask Tanya to talk about Bequia. Am I saying it properly?
Bequia. It's Bequia.
Bequia.
And, it's one of the smaller Grenadine islands in the West Indies, part of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And gosh, very pristine island, not overdeveloped at all. Very good scuba diving, and we went there specifically to scuba dive. I felt very safe. I think, in fact, I accidentally, which I never ever do, well, obviously I did, I accidentally left my purse at a beach place, and we were having lunch, and the gentleman who was driving us around received a phone call maybe a half hour after we left, and somebody who was there who knew him called him to reunite me with my purse. And I thought that never happens in the world. And so, but it happened on Bequia. Just a very, very beautiful island. And our time in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, again, you know, our focus with World Footprints is, you know, kind of showcasing the influences of cultural diasporas and the indigenous communities there, and seeing, you know, how that history intertwines with our history in North America, and the traditions that have been brought over. I thought was just a very, very rich experience. And I just wanted to share what I'm wearing. This is a scarf. It's meant to be part of a sari. So it's from India, but it was gifted to me in Rome, where I just came back from as part of the Women Economic Forum. So, and it's red. So I thought it benefits the Christmas season.
Awesome. Nancy Drolet, Martinique.
And I wanted to say that was great on Bequia. They speak about Bequia being the Caribbean as it used to be, because it's not overly developed. And actually, I felt the same thing about Martinique. Although, you know, I've traveled to many islands in the Caribbean, Martinique was not one of them. I hadn't visited it before, and I was telling Carolyn how pleasantly surprised I was by the island. I mean, it is French overseas territory, so recognizing that there are a lot of things French there. What I was surprised about was the amazing infrastructure, which you don't see on a lot of the other islands. So people that wanted to take buses as opposed to renting a car would easily traverse the island with their bus systems. It's, you know, I think we tend to think about the Caribbean as a great place for sun, sand, and sea. But Martinique, although it has beautiful beaches and it's got the sun and it's got the sea, there was so much more there. There was so much history. There was so much culture. This is the birthplace of Josephine. You know, there's a lot of museums that speak to slavery, something that isn't taught in France. And they don't really speak to the history of slavery, but it's something that is very much discussed in Martinique, and how that has impacted life on the island, as well as the eruption of one of their volcanoes, Mount Pelée, in the early 1900s, and how that impacted, you know, wiped out a city, and how they had to move their entire capital city, if you will, to another location. So I really found it a fascinating island. Spices galore. It's the island of flowers, so I put on a scarf that has lots of flowers because it reminds me of that. But the other thing that I really loved about it was the UNESCO designations. The entire island has been given this rating of a whole biosphere. The entire island is a UNESCO World Biosphere, and they just had Mount Pelée and its surrounding pitons named as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I guess the last thing I would say that I think could impact our community here is how safe I found it as well. I don't have a lost purse story, but I will say that a number of us had problems. I was with a small group. We had problems with incorrectly locking our safe in our rooms. And a number of us locked things in and we couldn't get them back out. And we were out at events during the day. And so the person that was able to unlock them went into all of our rooms, unlocked them, and left our safes unlocked throughout the day. And ordinarily that would freak me out. But in this case, everything was untouched. You know, any extra cash that we might have had, our passports, etc. I just couldn't have felt more safe. Out walking around through the streets, morning, noon, or night, I couldn't have felt more safe. So that was one of the things that really appealed to me as a destination. So hopefully one day you'll all make it to this beautiful island as well.
Thank you, Nancy.
I think Carolyn might be frozen, so hopefully she will come back to us in a second.
Carolyn, you were
You're
frozen
back?
for a minute.
Oh,
We
sorry
lost
about
you
that.
for a second.
I keep dropping off. I was going to ask Christine to talk about Splitska in Croatia.
Yeah, sure. I was lucky to visit Splitska this summer, and it's a really small village on the island of Brač, which is really close to Splitska. Many places, many people might visit there, but I found this little tiny village, and it was a place that was, I felt like we became a part of the community. I was there with my 3 daughters, and we walked to and from our guest house. There's no hotels, only guest houses. So you're walking amongst community at all times, finding local swimming holes, really feeling a part of the place that we were. And I was also able to allow my daughters to walk from the guest house to go get ice cream by themselves, which made them feel like very empowered travelers. So I feel like it was a really unique destination. And then the island of Brach itself has some more well-known towns and villages, but also a lot of really hidden special places to see. So I think it's a really great destination to visit, especially if you're already in Croatia and looking for maybe a different island experience than Hvar or some of the other more well-known islands in the area.
Great, thank you. We're running a little short on time, so we'd like to do a breakout room, and I'm going to ask Wendy and Mary to help with this, but we're going to put you into breakout groups and just have you talk a little bit about what places are you most excited to visit next year, and are any of the places that you see on the screen here interesting to you that you would consider. So we'll try to leave this up so you can take a look at it, but we're curious if any of this has sparked some interest for you in travel. So I'm going to ask Mary to help us get into breakout rooms and meet each other and just talk about some of our travel aspirations for next year.
And I'll just ask that everyone has an opportunity to talk. There are going to be breakout rooms of about between 7 to 9 people per breakout room. Will it be 15 minutes, Carolyn? How long in the room?
Maybe 10, maybe,
10
yeah.
minutes. So if everyone just takes 1 minute, if there's somebody keeping time, and we'll let you know when to come back and enjoy your conversations. And you might have to hit a blue button to say join. That
was a very cool session. Thank you for that. That was fun.
How was that? Did anyone learn anything exciting?
Yes.
Anything you want to share? Who wants to share something?
I had a lot of very lovely, fascinating women in my group.
Awesome. Any new ideas sparked or?
Well, Helen didn't get a chance to finish in our group. I don't know if you would like to.
That's okay. Bye.
Okay.
I met Tracy Breed. We met Tracy Breeden in our group, and she's the safety. She knows all about safety, and kind of made me feel, it just inspired me. I thought, oh my God, there's somebody that can teach us how to be safe, being kind of anxious.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's the perfect segue to Tracy because she's giving away our next prize. So,
okay.
So why don't we do that, Tracy, while we've got you?
All right. So
sweet.
Tracy, Tracy is, I got your back.
Tracy is on our Women's Advisory Council, and she is our safety expert. So, and she's a dear friend of mine, and I'm so happy that she's part of JourneyWoman. So, she's helped me with several articles on the site about women's safety, and she's always available for more discussion. So, so Tracy, what prize are you giving away tonight?
I am giving away. It's I think we're giving away the whole year membership, right? It's Trusted House Sitters.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is I mean, I had never heard of this before, so I dug into it a little bit, but I think it's a great idea and great platform. But basically what you get is with this membership, it's for people who love to travel and who also have pets or love pets. So I don't know about anybody else, but I have pets, and you know, you're always concerned about your pets if you can't take them when you travel, and they love to be able to stay in there. I don't know about you, but I don't like leaving them anywhere, like having them in my own home. So this sets it up perfectly where they get to stay in the home, and they have pet sitters, but these pet sitters also, while you're traveling, they get to travel and stay in your home wherever you are at while taking care of your animals and being able to experience the location that you're in. So they do, they have I would say a good program too of just vetting the pet sitters. They have reviews, they have ID verification, which is actually one of my biggest recommendations when platforms and technology platforms ask for what they should have. So they vet everybody through their government or national IDs. It looks like it's global for the most part. They also do background screenings, it looks like, in the US. So they have a great customer service set up. You can even, they can outreach to vets and have video calls with veterinarian representatives. So that's a good thing in case something goes wrong. But I think it's a super cool prize, actually.
All right, so Mary, let's cue that up with whatever wheel we're using.
Well, I was able to combine the wheels, so it's just one, and it was all the names that were registered and in the room. So it should be more successful this time. Is Jill in the room? If Jill could raise her hand, put it in chat, come off mute, and let us know you're here.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yay!
However, I don't have any pets at the moment. This is the longest I've been without dogs. So
you don't have to have a pet. You can go somewhere and look after someone else's pet.
Oh, I comprehend that now. So in other words, if somebody needs me to take care of their dog in an interesting area where I've never been, then
that's right.
I would be in their home.
That's right.
Oh gosh, the work I do, I've already been Corey checked. I'd be really good for this.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I think, yeah, and I don't have the exact price of this, but I think this is worth about $200. This membership. So I put a link in the chat as well if anyone else wants to sign up. I think there's a special discount for JourneyWoman on the Trusted House Sitters when you click on that link. So yeah, you don't have to have a pet, but you can go be with pets when you travel.
Wonderful. Thank you. So do I get this on my email then? I'm not clear.
Yeah, we'll follow up with you.
Oh,
yeah, we'll follow up with you.
This is tremendous. Thank you. Oh, wow.
You're welcome. Libby, did I assign you something?
Well, you just said that I got to give someone a prize, but I'm just still in awe that Mary in that very short break was able to,
she's amazing.
like reconcile those lists of names, lickety split. Mary, I'm like, what? And even the software to be able to do what you do. So yeah, what do you want me to give away? But I don't have the finger on the wheel. Mary does. So I think Mary has to give it away.
Well, I sent you some information.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
About what it is in your email.
Right. Well, I was in meetings all this afternoon. So I'm sorry. I've screwed that up.
That's okay. The hat makes up for it. Put the hat back on and we're good.
Bring the hat back on. Sorry. We had our company Christmas party last night at our house. So anyway. Okay. So how do we deal with this? Should you read it or should I find the email?
Go ahead. Yeah, go. Well, can you find my email?
Yeah, I will. Sorry, ladies. I am a spaz. I know it. And the older I get,
we can put the wheel up though while we're waiting for Libby.
Okay. Claims. Here we go. Okay. All right. So, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I guess if any of you know Canada, north of Toronto, we have beautiful, beautiful lakes in an area called Muskoka. And so this prize, Muskoka Beer Spa, glamping cabins in Torrance near Bala, which has got lots of waterfalls and super cool. Have you stayed there, Caroline?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought maybe you had. So this entitles you to a one-night stay in a crash cabin. Cutie little bunkie that uses the locker room for the lavatory. Okay. maybe that's TMI, but anyway, I bet you that will be fantastic. Oh my gosh.
They have an amazing cranberry festival in the fall.
Oh, do they? I thought that got canceled. Oh my
Bala
gosh.
is renowned for their cranberry festival.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. No, there's so many things to do there. So yeah.
And there's obviously beer at the beer spa. So
yeah.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
Okay. There's a bonfire and a brewer. I'm just on it.
So this Brenda, I will tell you who she is
I'm going to give it away because I probably would not be able to go.
Okay.
But thank you.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Brenda.
So
But Brenda, if you do come, there's so many of us. Caroline and I are here.
Well, if we'll do another spin then. These are all the prizes tonight are all accommodations from our women's travel directory. So last year we did trips. This year we thought we'd do accommodations. Oh, Christine, is she still here?
No, Christine
Oh,
left.
she left.
She had to go.
She just left. Oh, too
Yeah.
bad.
Tony Berry. Raise your hand, come off mute, put it in chat. Are you here?
Hi, I'm here. Okay, what can you tell me where this place is again?
It's north of Toronto. Where are you?
The other side. I'm in Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, Washington.
Okay,
Well,
is there a time limit? A times that has to be done?
It didn't say, but I'm also going to tell you that Canada is about 60% off for you guys right now. So you can come and buy Gucci and like go to plays. Our dollar is so low right now next to the American dollar. We're almost free.
I know, I love it. Our dollar is killing everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I don't ever want
Caroline, do you know? Sorry, I don't know if there's a timeline to it. It doesn't say.
No, but we can follow up with you afterwards. I'm sure they'll be flexible.
Okay.
Yay me. Thank you.
Yay, Joni. Okay.
And Joni, if you come to town, you got to let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
send me your email.
We'll for sure do some meetups whenever people come to Toronto. We have 2 prizes left, but before that, we have a little tradition here at the JourneyWoman Holiday Social with Joy. And so Joy is going to sing for us tonight. And then we'll do our final 2 prizes. So Joy, what is it you would like to sing tonight? And I'm going to put Joy on spotlight. You're muted at the moment.
Okay, because it's December the 7th and Hanukkah, I'm not going to do the usual Christmas song. I'm going to do something by a very famous Canadian Jewish composer called Leonard Cohen, and it's Hallelujah. Give me a moment to I need a background because this is something I recorded years ago, but if I don't have the background and the recording, I just might go off key, and I don't want to do that because this is a beautiful occasion, and I want to give it, everything it deserves. Okay, so give me a moment.
While Joy is getting ready. So Joy is on our Women's Travel Advisory Council. Joy, can I say your age? Do you mind?
You can say it, my love. It's not a secret.
She's 88. And so next year, 89. And I just spent some time with Joy out on Vancouver Island a few weeks ago and had a lovely afternoon visit with her. So thank you, Joy.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair, but from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I know this room. I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew ya. I've seen your flag on the Marble Arch, but love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I come to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Oh, beautiful, Joy. Thank you.
Oh, great.
That was amazing, Joy. Well done.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I see tears everywhere.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
It's absolutely amazing. And I love your style and especially your pink watch.
I'm sorry, my what?
I said it's your voice is amazing. I love everything, but especially your style, your clothing style, and your pink watch.
Oh, it's one of those smart ones, you know. I bought it in autumn, so it's pinkish.
But it's very
Thank you.
chic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy.
My favorite songs. Thank you.
I think it's everybody's favorite song, because it doesn't matter where you go, everybody loves Hallelujah, all the different versions. So I'm really happy to have sung it for JourneyWoman and everybody who celebrates Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. It's a song that I don't know what it means, I must admit, but you can interpret it any way you want. So that's why I love it. So,
well,
Thank
Carolyn,
you.
that's a good question. Does JourneyWoman have its own song? Maybe someone could come up with one.
Wait, are you suggesting one, or should we write it ourselves?
Yes, we should write ourselves. No, I'm not musical.
I will second that motion. That JourneyWoman has to have its own song,
Well,
especially
we
one
will
since
add that to the
1994.
list.
Yes,
We will
definitely.
add that to the list. Thank you.
Let's see what AI can come up with. I don't really trust it, but you never know.
Thank you again, Joy. We have 2 more prizes and then we will let you get on with your evening. One is I'm going to do mine first, and then I'm going to ask Kathy Gottfried to do hers. So we have JourneyWoman luggage tags. You may or may not be aware of this. And I unfortunately don't have the one that Evelyn designed with me, but we have a larger one that Evelyn did. And then we have a smaller one that I use on backpacks. And these are for sale on our store. And as I mentioned earlier, we always donate proceeds to charity. So this is recycled plastic, and on the back, it's got a place for your name. So, so we're giving away a set of these as well. And Esther, I'll just have you put the link in the chat too, if anyone wants to get these. We have a little bit of JourneyWoman things that we've done that are available in a little store that we have. But anyways, including Mary's scarf. Mary also designed a bandana for us. Anyways, tonight we'll do the name tags, and Mary, I'll ask you to spin the wheel for these 2 JourneyWoman name tags, please.
Holy.
Lynn, are you here?
Hi, yes, I am. I'm right here.
Oh, awesome. Great.
You know what? I have to apologize. I got the time wrong. So I just joined you a few minutes ago. And I'm holding my pussycat on my lap. I don't know if you can see him. It's Harry, named after Prince Harry.
We see you. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here. And
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to win that. That's a lovely gift.
It's worth showing up for JourneyWoman events, right?
I know. I got to get my head around the time change. Okay.
Okay, the last prize, Kathy Gottfried, if you wouldn't mind sharing a bit about that.
Alrighty, so the prize is from, and I'm going to butcher this with my very non-French accent, Le Monastère des Augustines. So I think, Carolyn, have you stayed here?
I have, loved it.
Oh yeah, I thought so. So it's in Quebec City. And this package that you're going to get is a 2-night in an authentic room for 1 person, including breakfast and our daily cultural and wellness activities. And it says 2 vitality breakfasts in silence, our relaxation and mindful eating place. So it's in their restaurant on site, a museum day ticket for a guided visit, self-guided introspective tour and adventure within, it's called, and meditative morning walks and daily yoga. Like, who doesn't want to win that? So spin the wheel, Mary. Ooh.
Nancy McEwen, are you here?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Whoa, that is awesome. Thank you, Kathy, for pulling that out.
Have fun.
And thank you, JourneyWoman. I am so thrilled about that. South of France may be second. This Quebec is first.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I spent a few days there in May. It's a beautiful place. We'll put the link in as well. They're also in our women's travel directory. And, you know, if you need a place to simplify, it's a beautiful spot to go. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That is just awesome.
Carolyn, thank you too for hosting and organizing this, and to all your team. I meant to say that before I got to do the last prize. It's been a really wonderful night. It's
Oh,
so
thank you.
amazing to connect with women and travelers and share all of our stories and hear about others. And it's so inspiring. So thank you for being such an awesome leader, and to your team for tonight.
My pleasure. And if you're not in our Facebook group, we're going to put that link in the chat too. That's we were just saying we've got over 11,000 women on that group, and I'm not one to count numbers. I'm all about quality of women, but I think the discussions on this group are just amazing. And I love how women are supporting and empowering each other every day. It's really, really a special place. So, so please do join if you can. And what I will end with, just a little insight on what I'm doing. So I'm about to leave for 2 months, as I have done for the last few years, and travel in the off season. This year I'm going over to Europe, and partly because my daughter is in London, partly for some genealogical reasons, but I'll be in the UK next week, and then France, Belgium, Italy, and Malta. And if you have suggestions or ideas for me, I certainly welcome them. I have a few weeks where I have nothing booked yet. So I'm embracing the sense of adventure, and I am going to trust I will find somewhere to sleep at night, wherever that may be. And so that's my adventure for the next couple months. We're going to send you the 30 places tomorrow via email, so you can take a look at that. And we would love your feedback. We want to know what you think. All of our contributors have spent time thinking about this, and I think it's an amazing list. So please do let us know what you think. I hope it inspires you to travel, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and look forward to seeing you all in 2024. So thank you for coming tonight.
Have awesome travels. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Merry
Safe travels,
Christmas.
Carolyn.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. That was beautiful, Joy.
Thank you for the
Bye,
wonderful
Diana.
song.
Thank you, Joy.
Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you.
My pleasure.
Happy Hanukkah too.
Diane, you got to dance next time.
Oh, no.
No, Diana.
We want to hear the JourneyWoman song next time. You think?
Okay. I just
We'll
need.
come up with something. We'll come up with something. 'Cause
Oh, hi, Joyce.
We deserve it, right? Bye.
Happy
Hi.
holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Hi.
Thank
Happy
you, Mary.
holidays,
Thank you,
everyone.
Nancy.
From Spain. And I'm
Safe
really sorry that I barged in. I didn't know. But
It's okay.
nice meeting you. You are a very warm group, and
Thank
I
you,
feel very
Esther.
happy inside.
Thank you, all the
Bye.
Esthers.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Esther.
All the Esthers. Bye-bye.
Safe travels, Carolyn.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for all your help tonight, Mary.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Bye, all.